Okay, so this is like a check-in video. I want to just touch base with everyone and whoever's wondering where I've been, as I feel like I haven't been present. Like I've been a bit absent from Instagram as well as YouTube. And so this is more for Instagram because that's kind of the community where I'm interacting with all of you most. And so I noticed that I was absent, and I think I mean I haven't like tracked exactly like how many days I wasn't or something, but my feeling was that I wasn't there as much as I seem to be there typically, right? There being Instagram mostly, and so I thought, what's that about? So I'm kind of having like a immediate, obvious, I think, reasons for it, which is that I'm like wonderfully busy with my school. I also had just completed a project with the collaboration project with a colleague and a dear friend, Whitney, and then I'm myself and I'm on a course, attending a course, which, but I thought actually, no. I mean, yes, it's maybe busier, but it's still something else is going on. And I think what's happening, and I think this is every time a solstice comes and Cancer season, is about like any opposition, any placement points to its opposite as a as in a way of um, yearning and in a way of sense there's something missing, right? Because only the opposites and integration of the opposites is kind of our sense of completeness and wholeness and fullness and satisfaction, therefore, right? So as soon as any so when we go into Leo in however many weeks, the Aquarius piece in our chart will be activated as well. And so for me, Cancer, well, for everyone, Cancer Capricorn is the same axis, but for me, this is like my ICMC, my own sense of personal mission, if you like, and kind of what I'm here to kind of accomplish, if you like, and so it's in my third and ninth house. So it is about communication. So I'm becoming aware of my communications not being the way I typically habitually Cancer, right, have them or do them. And that got me thinking, like, so this is something is missing, something my sense of mission is lost somewhere, because when I feel a sense of mission, like everyone I imagine does, we are fired up to be doing our mission, right? And so I was wondering what that's about, and I think and I connected the two. So there's something, a sense of my mission that's changing, or at least it's not holding the same um, holy grail, if you like, that it used to. And also being that it's third and ninth house in my case, ICMC, right? Cancer, Capricorn for me on the axis in the whole sign houses. It suggests the kind of mutability as well, like that I keep changing that direction. And my mission has kind of an overall thing, which is really about experiencing my own emotions and mastering the being that it's Capricorn and Moon and all that. But being that it's a moon, it's changeable and cyclical, but also being that it's a mutable axis, it's so this is just an example how you can work with your own, right? I'm not just sharing for the fun of sharing my own. It's always there's a lesson and a model for you to work with astrology. And so the mutability and the change is innate to my sense of mission. And as you know already, I often pivot on my on everything I do, but here I have pivoted a few times in terms of my direction, kind of how I'm doing this platform and how I'm doing my work, right? So this was up for review again, and the review is not really done fully. And I think this is partly Cancer. It's not about actually getting, the plan, the project plan. You're aware of it, like so the Capricorn opposite, but I'm still feeling my way into it, and it might well be till next. God, where are we? Like in January, right? So for a moment, where is Capricorn? Sorry. So yeah, before it might be even January time before I'm clear on my next kind of longer term project plan, if you like. But so back to Cancer and just feeling into this new thing, a different way of maybe doing my mission, doing my showing up here on and doing my work as darker materials. It kind of revolves around. So far, the feeling is about where is my biggest juice, where is my heart beating the fastest, and doing the projects that I'm doing. and being in the school that I am, I have kind of that helped me clarify that. I think that's kind of started the bubbling up has started that way. So my juice is shadow work, and as you may notice, the any way that I uh, introduce myself primarily as a shadow worker. And astrology is the language I have spoken for 30. I'm fluent in astrology, right? I've spoken it for the last 30 years or so, whatever. But it's really the language for understanding myself as in at shadow work, which is kind of the same thing, really, at least in my experience. And so I think, and you may also have noticed that as an astrologer, I'm not typical probably in any shape or form. Um, but that doesn't take away, in fact, yeah, it doesn't mean that my knowledge of astrology isn't as deep and rich and broad as any great astrologer out there. So that's a given. I hope you all feel, at least who had me as your client. I mean, the other way around, who you were a client to, who you, the you who were my client, right? Um, so, but the focus and where I can just like talk forever is shadow work. It's like, what does it mean to meet your darkness, and what does it mean to sit in it, and all these themes and topics to do with, facing what we rather not face. So I feel like, and so yeah, in terms of the atypical astrology, it's also like, that I don't usually post transits in a typical way, certainly not small ones, like, and it has to come from a shadow place, as in there is something juicy there to work with, as opposed to just like, this is what it is. So it's, I don't know, to me, it's just never really had that pull. So long story short, okay, I'm not bad, 6 minutes in. I feel the changes that are coming are that I will be more focusing on shadow work. I don't know. Again, like I say, it's Cancer time, so maybe I should really be smarter than just to be saying this, declaring rather, right? Because I don't know yet. But it feels like, and it's to do with language, right? There's another piece there. So what helps us figure out ourselves is to know ourselves, right? It's to kind of get clear about who we are. And of course, that's never just one definition, or it's who you are today, who you are in this moment. And I think the missing piece out there, possibly, at least to my knowledge, is the emphasis on language of astrology. So precision of what word is what is the language the moon speaks to us. And when we hear ourselves speak of something that is to do with how, not just even we're feeling, just when we describe something, full stop, when we describe something, in that sentence, what do we hear? Which archetype? Is it moon? Is it sun? Is it Mars? Is it whatever? So I think that's kind of my thing, my jam, really. And this is, I think this is a, I don't know, 3-5 maybe journey in human design terms. Or just this axis I just described, like a third and ninth house. It's like an adventure. There's no, it's like I'm going, this sounds amazing, so I'm going to go there, and then I spend some time there, and then I move on to the next thing that is kind of connected. It's like there's an organic evolution of that path that keeps unfolding for me. So I think like the emphasis to this might be something. So again, I'm guessing here, I'm not declaring myself that this will be the thing, but I suspect it will focus more on language, and kind of my teachings will be more about how to use language, or rather how to discern what words belong to which archetype. And yeah, I think yeah, that's what I wanted to share. And yeah, I'm just behind the screen, meaning yeah, like if you don't see me there often, you can always just like pop in and ask if you have any questions, or if you have even, like, I love hearing from people when they suggest, like, I might not do what you suggest because if it doesn't resonate, but it's like, I feel like a kid in a toy shop or in a sweet shop, right? When people tell me suggestions, like give me suggestions, like someone recently sent, like, I'd love to hear you talk about being a generator. And I'm like, I know at this point in time, I really have nothing to say, but it's there. I know it's there. It's like sitting there, and it will come one day, and I will, yeah. And it's like, I love that. I love when people tell me what they'd like me to talk to them about, what they'd like me to share. So even if you don't see me around, that doesn't mean that, yeah, I'm not around. But also, I would love to hear your ideas of what you'd like me to teach you, right? Or what you'd like my help with, kind of thing. And I might not be able to help you here and there. Or I might have nothing happening for me when I hear you ask for that. So don't take it personally, ever. But it's definitely all logged, and it's staying waiting for it to germinate and come up with something, and there will be something eventually at some point. Okay, I'll see you around. Thank you.